Okay, I want to share an experience that I had when I was testing for the road trip. I was right in the middle of the road trip test, and the examiner had me pull off on the side of the road, and the examiner asked me, okay, so you're having a problem with your truck. Where do you put you're parked, and where do you put the reflectors? So the correct answer is you're on the ramp, so that would be a one-way road. Okay, so being a one-way road, you put all of your reflectors in the back. And why is that? And I'm getting all this feedback on my microphone. I'm sorry about that. The reason being is this is an example of, or an illustration. This is on page 2-13, figure 2.9, shows a two-way road or an undivided highway. So an example of an undivided highway would be, you could have a 4-lane undivided highway. There's no central reservation between the roads. So you have traffic that's going in this direction, going, say, south, and you are going north. So the reason on a two-way you have the reflector on the front and two in the back is you need to make the drivers that are coming towards you, oncoming traffic, make them aware of your situation. So that's why I believe you have the reflector in front. It's 100 feet in front. And now you have the drivers that are probably going to have to pass you if you're in the road or in the lane. If you're off to the median, you have two that are coming up behind you. They may have to pass you. So that's why we put the reflectors in the back, to give them a little more notice. But you have them in the front to give the oncoming traffic notice. Now, if you look at figure 2.8 shows a one-way or divided highway. So on a one-way, they're all on one side of the truck. That's how I remember it. So all of your reflectors on a one-way road are all on one side of your truck, and that's the rear side. So you've got 10, 100, and 200. And the reason why you don't have any reflectors in the front of the truck on a one-way or divided highway is you don't have traffic across your line here that's heading in the opposite direction. So traffic is all going in the same direction that you are going in. That's if you're on an undivided highway in your two lanes that are going whichever direction. And then you've got the central reservation, which is a space in between the lanes, sort of as a barrier. Sometimes there is a physical barrier there. And so that's why you have all of the reflectors on the one side. And if you're going to look at an example where you have one at 10 feet and one at 500 feet, this is typically when you have on a hill or a curve, and that's because of the obstructed view. So you've got traffic, say, heading in the southerly direction, and now you're stationed in the lane in the northbound traffic. And so a driver coming up on your first triangle may or may not be able to see your vehicle. So that's the idea. My understanding is to give them more notice. And here you can see in this diagram they have it at this is figure 210. They show the truck is on a curve or hill, and your reflector is 10 feet from the rear, and then 500 from the rear. And of course, if the car is traveling on in the direction of your vehicle in the same I guess northbound path, they may or may not be able to see your truck. So there you have it. So take a look at the manual and you'll see. But one way I remember is if you have a one-way street, all of the reflectors are on one side, and that's the rear side. If you have a two-way street, you have reflectors on both sides of the truck, two-way. So that's a little mnemonic device to help me remember. One way, you have all the reflectors on one side. Two-way, you have reflectors on both sides, front and back. And 10 and 100, both cases, front and rear, one-way street and two-way street. And you've got the two-way, it's going to be 100 feet in front. So there you have it. Thank you.